Noisy Pixel.
I'm not always such a doom and gloom person. Sometimes I feel like a sweet, feel-good slice of life visual novel, which led me to discover Strawberry Vinegar. In some ways, I let the pastel color scheme of this game convince me that it was nothing but a light-hearted experience. However, reminiscent of the many items of food that the game features, there are a few different flavors offered here. Strawberry Vinegar introduces us to the main protagonist, Rai Sakuraba, who lives with her mom and dad. The relationship between family members is strange, as the mom has the occupation of an always-on-the-move actress, while the dad holds the role of a housemaker. Each member of the family is entirely different, and it's tough to really pinpoint how they work well together, but they get by. The relationship between the family is centered around meals, which is a focus point of the entire visual novel. Together, they create some amazing dishes that make up most of the game's CGs. It's also the center of the game's plot after a demon girl named Lycia appears to take Rai's soul. Yes, this escalated quickly. Lycia informs Rai that if she isn't fed exquisite meals for 7 days, she will eat her soul. It's then that Rai steps up to the challenge and they become closer over the course of the week. The story is exceptionally lighthearted in tone, but the characters are somewhat attuned to their emotions and how they express themselves. Each day we learn more about Rai, who doesn't really get along with anyone, as we try to understand Lycia's true goal. The game is said to be a Yuri visual novel, but that isn't really a substantial part of the story. Instead, readers mostly just follow the relationship of these characters, which ends up working well for the slice of life comedy. There are some real pacing issues with the game, as Rai heavily narrates mini scenes. The conversations will flow for a few lines of dialogue, and then Rai will unpack everything through narration, and it just becomes tedious. The pacing is also hurt as the game relies on reused jokes through the entire 6-hour story. I can't really remember how many times people thought it was cool or cute when Lycia would proclaim that she's a demon, or some competitive situation occurs between her and Rai. It just feels like many of these scenes could have been removed without losing too much of the story's personality. Another element of the game that really hurt the overall immersion is Rai's age, which is 9. No, I don't have a problem with her being a 9-year-old, but the writers decided to make her out to be some sort of genius for no real reason. Rai and Lycia both have conversations as if they were older high school students, so taking a firm stance on their age was really the most prominent issue the game has. If the developer wanted Rai to be 9, then she should have acted a bit more like a 9-year-old instead of a little asshole who bullies her dad. The illustrations of Strawberry Vinegar are lovely. The character illustrations themselves have a soft look about them with light coloring that make the entire story appear dreamlike. One thing is for sure, the developer loved to put these characters in many different costumes. Some scenes had the characters changing outfits 3 different times, which made the day feel incredibly long. There are minimal CGs during a playthrough, but players can unlock more across each of the game's routes. During the dialogue, players can respond to characters assuming the role of Rai. Some of these choices didn't really make a difference in the outcome of the story, but there are a few that create branching paths, even if you don't notice them right away. The choices can also lead to some romance, but it's incredibly innocent. The food CGs are also really excellent, and the developer did a great job of integrating them into the overall plot. Strawberry Vinegar ends up being incredibly straightforward, if not a little messy with some of the story elements. I thought the writing was witty and engaging, but then the pacing would be hurt by Rai's unbalanced characteristics and overly mature attitude. In the end, it's a visual novel about food and friendship, and you'll get plenty of that here. Noisy Pixel is giving Strawberry Vinegar a 6.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please read the full review at noisypixel.net. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.